Hey, what's cracking, fam? All right, so we got a few things cracking today. We're gonna talk about Halsey. We're gonna get into Ryan Reynolds. Somebody spilling the tea on him. We're gonna talk about Jim Carrey. We got Rihanna. We're gonna go through a couple of things, you know what I'm saying? So let's get it cracking. Before we get started, head over to daddyflirt.com, support my work. I feel like I'm being a little luscious here in the lips. Support my work and let's make a station that bangs as hard as the other ones, but only as good for you too, right? That's the vibe. And yeah, let's get into what's cracking this week. All right, so first off, let's talk about Halsey. Now, Danny Boy here says this is actually so heartbreaking. What do you guys think? Listen to this.
I can't make an album right now. I'm not allowed to.
Mm.
I can't make an album right now.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, what's the reality? Because The Great Impersonator didn't perform that the way they thought it was going to. And if I'm being honest with you, the album sold 100,000 fucking copies first week. That's a pretty big first week, especially for an artist who hasn't had a hit in a long time.
Yeah.
The tour is the highest selling tour of my entire career.
Yeah.
But
doesn't add up.
they want manic numbers from me.
Right.
Everyone wants manic numbers from me. I can't do that every single time. It should be good enough that I do it once in a while.
It should be good enough.
But it's not. It's not. And what would be considered a success for most artists, a success story, 100,000 albums first week in an era where we don't sell physical music, okay? With no radio hit, nothing. But it's a failure in the eyes of, or in the context of the kind of success that I've had previously. And that's the hardest part, I think, of having been a pop star once. Is because I'm not one anymore, but I'm being compared to numbers and to other people that I don't consider lateral to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, a couple years ago, it was me and Ariana fucking quote unquote fighting for number one on the Billboard chart. And we weren't fighting. We were texting. We loved it. It was like the best time ever, that era. The Without Me, Thank You Next, Seven Rings There. Like, that was amazing. It was an amazing time. But if my record comes out and sells 100,000 copies first week with no radio play, no real support, and the comparison is, well, why isn't she doing Taylor Swift numbers? Are you fucking kidding me? I made an experimental concept album about how I almost fucking died.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do those numbers, but I'm doing pretty damn good. Those are strong numbers. It's still in the top 10 of female artists' first weeks. But it's not good enough because it's not, what the pop star I once was, even though I'm actively making the choice to not be. And the problem is that because I have such a dedicated fan base and I love them and God bless them, because they're the only reason that I'm even able to make anything at all, that I can sell that many copies of a experimental concept album about death. And they support me. The same 100,000 people that bought Badlands first week are going to buy those records every time I put out an album. Thank fucking God, and God bless them. And put me in a position where if you actually compared me to the other types of artists who are making the type of music that I am making, I'm fucking killing it.
Yep.
But that's not what I'm up against. And because of that, I'm at the bottom of a category that I'm not in anymore, when I should be at the top of a category that I'm in now. And it's hard.
I know.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack there, huh? Okay, so first off, my first impression is that, okay, so I understand that you kind of switched it up. You moved to a whole different kind of headspace and a whole different kind of, area of development and everything. So part of me is kind of like, okay, so you knew that you were going to do this and you're going to experiment and you were going to lose some people, obviously. And so you kind of fell off from that thing. And you said that you switched or whatever. I think my biggest question is how many records sold the second week? Because there are experimental albums and things like that, But if your record company is looking for something from you and they signed you doing one thing and you just kind of switch up and do something else and it's not selling as much as the first thing that you did that they signed you to do, I don't know. I mean, I understand her frustration also. She says she's the top of a different sort of genre. But yeah, you know, I don't know. My first thing is, okay, so how many did you sell the second week? Okay, so they want you to do the same kind of numbers that you did in the beginning all the time. And we know that artists go through this, that, and the other, and they come and they go. I mean, Purple Rain came out, and then Around the World in a Day came out, and people were like, what the hell is he doing? So, yeah, of course, like, we get that. Um, I just think that I think I'm gonna sum it up with this. I think she's taking it too personally. I think that yeah, you can't make an album right now because that's what happened with the last one. I think, you know, going with the major label strategy is a thing, and their strategy is, formulaic. There's no soul to it. So, I guess that kind of puts Halsey in a different category for me as far as, she might be one of these artists with a soul. She decided to diverge from the whole pop thing and do something that was a little more experimental about death and stuff. But, I just think that you're supposed to expect the numbers, though. I think you gotta know that that's gonna happen is what I'm thinking. I don't know. Let's see what the comments say. Get woke, go broke. TDS has a price. Does she hate Trump?
I can't make an album
I don't know.
right now.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know her politics. I'm sorry. What is she complaining about? She just sold 100,000 albums and she's making music. Why is that not good news? I can see that she's being emotionally authentic, but what the hell is the core of her complaint? She thinks she's entitled to more than that. No, the core of her complaint is that she's feeling a lot of pressure from the record company to perform at the same level that she once did. I think that's the core of the complaint. You don't give artists time to grow and stretch their legs and things of this nature. I mean, every great artist has bad records. We'll talk about this when we do the Michael Jackson one, but somebody, I think it was Ebro, was saying that there were skips on Michael Jackson records, and I was like, of course there's skips on just like there's skips on all good artist records or whatever. You might not skip it all the time, but there are skips on records, so I don't know. Yeah, so yeah, she's being emotionally authentic. No, she's not saying that she's entitled to more than that. I think she just wants a little bit more respect from the record label, but the record label is pretty much there to use you. So I mean, that's just what it is. The fact that most of these artists are just at work like the rest of us. That part right there, the fact that most of these artists are just at work like the rest of us. That part. That part right there. I don't even want to read nothing else. That's exactly right. Yeah, they are just at work, just like everybody else. All right. So, good luck, Halsey. I think what you need to do is get yourself. I mean, if you playing that game, like if I was playing that game, then I would get myself on a remix with a rap artist or something like Lana Del Rey and Quavo, right? And Tough actually is a pretty good song. I actually kind of like that song. So yeah, get yourself on a hook somewhere, you know what I'm saying? So that people can know that you still party. Put out a single or something like that so people know you still party. Look, I know that you got the experimental thing going on, that's cool, whatever, but just put out a joint. You know what I'm saying? It's like let them know. So anyway, that's my opinion. I don't know nothing though. Y'all know I don't be acting like I know shit. So moving right along. Investigative journalist Maureen Callahan exposes Hollywood actor Ryan Reynolds for being a psycho arsonist and burning his school in Canada to the ground when he was a teenager, something he previously humorously admitted to. Now, um, I'm one of these kind of people that think that when you get to a certain level of the game, that you got to do certain things. So me personally, I look at Ryan like I think he's probably gay. His wife being, Blake Lively being like she is, like, it seemed like they might be two peas in a pod, but I don't know them. I don't know nothing about them. I could just be getting bad press. They could be doing a hit job on old boy. I don't know, but apparently he burned down the school, and she don't like him, and she gonna tell us how she feel. Let's get it.
Psycho arsonist Ryan Reynolds is not lost here.
Yes, explain why you call him that.
When Ryan Reynolds was a teenage boy, he burned down his elementary school in Canada to the ground. This was an arson fire. He set it in the middle of the night. This school was like over 100 years old. It went up like that. He has given varying he's a psychopath, I believe. He's given varying accounts of this story.
Isn't it so weird how they always have like some kind of weird-ish in their backstory, like Diddy in the nightclub shooting, or I don't know, Kutcher and Brittany Murphy, or is that who it was, right? Or like they always got some kind of weird, like, okay, they got you now story in their backgrounds, right? So weird.
Well, I want. My dad was a cop, and my brother is a Mountie. He's an RCMP officer. Yeah, and so I looked up to them, and I wanted to be in that field, And then I think it was around sixth grade. I was with my other brother, and we were at our elementary schools on the weekend, and we were trying to set fire to the building. And I thought at that moment, I'm probably not going to be a cop. And I thought maybe the next logical step was either, some form of criminality or showbiz, which is almost the same thing.
In one, he just meant to set fire to like a wing of it. In another, Megan,
okay.
Well, there's another version of this story in which he set fire to a tree. When I hear that, like, I could cry. Like, who would set fire to a tree?
I know.
To a living thing.
Okay, so we burn trees all the time. We chop trees for houses. We stop playing with the who would set fire to a tree. That is not even like that serious, but she gonna blow it up a little bit. But anyway, it's still weird that he trying to set some shit on fire, right? That he got some shit like that in his past. That's crazy.
But it was just a tree, and then it went up, and then
who knew?
So if anybody out there doubts this, we at the Nerve have dug up the contemporaneous reporting with a front page from the Canadian province of the school ablaze. It was leveled. All of the students had to go take classes for months and months and months at like various community centers.
He admits that he did this?
10 years later, he gives another interview. He's not a huge star yet, but he's coming up. And he's asked about this. And we have the reporting as well. We have shown the physical paper. He says, yeah, I did that. I did do that. I got away with it. I got away with it, and I just hope some poor schmuck isn't sitting in jail for what I did.
Oh, my God. Mm-hmm. That is a psycho arsonist.
Mm-hmm. To say nothing of, then he and his director or co-director on Deadpool, I think the most recent Deadpool, his and Blake's daughter has a role in the movie, and she's behind those masks, so it's unclear why he insisted it had to be the daughter.
Okay, so before we go there, I just want to say again, see, these are women, so they don't understand boys setting fires to trees, right? But that is definitely something that boys would do at a young age, set fire to a tree. That's totally something that boys would do. And you can see how this is just boys acting up and maybe having a little accident and he got away with it. I could totally see that story. I'm just not trying to sensationalize it like these ladies here are. At the same time, it still is weird, though, right? That you got shit like that in your past. I guess we all got a past, though, because if I think about it, well, let's not think about it right now. All right, let's move them right along.
And the line of dialogue was, so it was basically like, hey, Deadpool, when I want your opinion, I'll smack that dick out of your mouth, or I'll smack my dick out of your mouth. And this is on the commentary for the DVD, the bonus content. Brian and this guy, Sean, I believe it's Sean Levy, if I'm correct, they're laughing about it. And they're laughing at how his then 8-year-old daughter kept saying, Daddy, I don't want to do this. I don't want to say this dialogue. I don't want to. And they're laughing, and he's like, yeah, so we made her do it between like 50 and 500 times. Like, he's a piece of shit,
Whoa.
this guy. He's a piece of shit.
Maureen, we've talked about this.
Okay, so again, if daughter wanted to be in the movie and daughter shows up on the set, daughter can't suddenly say she don't want to say what she don't want to say. Also, a lot of times, kids, you have a tough day playing baseball. You want to quit the team, and parents have to push them out there to keep them going into this, that, and the other. The dialogue, listen, I'm not making excuses for the man, but what I'm just pointing out is that they're overly feminizing this behavior. In my opinion, these are like this may as well be The View. Okay. All right.
It's very rare that there's a huge delta between the character of the husband and the character of the wife.
Yeah.
It's very rare.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I really believe in that saying, show me who you love and I'll show you who you are.
Exactly. Show me who your friends are, and I'll show you who you are. Yeah.
So it's not surprising to me. The odds of him being this great, terrific, kind-hearted, good man and her being this insane, malignant narcissist are extremely rare. They'd be divorced already.
I agree completely. And if they do get divorced, trust me, it will be because Ryan is trying to salvage his career.
Yeah.
Paramount has already dropped 3 feature films that he was to either star in or executive produce or direct.
Yeah, y'all got real catty on that one. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. Deadpool is like the biggest in the Marvel franchise that I'm aware of. I don't think anything's bigger than Deadpool. So he'll be all right. He's not really trying to salvage his career. So I guess all in all, it's mostly just women talking shit a little bit, but but it was kind of interesting though, right? I have a question. Has anyone not made a mistake or two in their life? Right. This is what I'm saying. You know the answer. So why is everyone constantly acting like they never made one, and constantly calling others out when they do? It's hypocrisy at its finest. Just worry about yourself and all will be fine. We love that guy, by the way. He's funny. What's not to like? Yeah, I don't know him, so I can't give him no love. I don't bestow no love on people I don't know. So I can't go with you there, taco flavored kisses. But I do say he makes a great Deadpool. His other movies just aren't that good, to be honest with you. I mean, his other movies just really aren't that good. He plays kind of the same character in every movie. So, you can't see him as like a Roman soldier, right? You're not going to really see him as like he'll be himself as a Roman soldier, right? Or you see him as a prisoner of war. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he'll be himself as a prisoner of war, But yes, anyway, that's how I feel about it. She lost me at I Could Cry. Who would set fire to a tree? A living thing. So goofy. A tree is just a damn tree. What WTF is MK doing? Chasing that money like a lot of others, I guess. Dude was in 6th grade. Name a 6th grade boy that wasn't playing with fire. Bitch, who cares? Right. Yeah. Okay. So I guess,
As psycho arsonist Ryan Reynolds.
I guess I'm feeling like most of y'all out there, like you're kind of making a little bit out of that. And, making your daughter say the line, I have a feeling that that'll be something that when she's 16, she'll be glad she did. But that's me. So I don't know. What do y'all think? Let's move right along. Check it out. Did you know that there was a conspiracy behind the whole Key and Peele kind of breakup? Or I don't know if we want to call it a breakup or what, but there's a conspiracy behind it. And, I'm here for it. Let's get it.
Key and Peele. So everybody knows Key and Peele, right? Dynamic duo that came from Mad TV and then went on to do their own show on Comedy Central. After that, did anybody notice anything funny?
They stopped working.
They stopped working. Peele goes on to do all the great movies. Get Out, Us, you name it, right? Goes on to be the next Rod Serling.
Rod Serling, yeah.
Right?
He's the new Rod Serling.
He still working, still doing his thing. Here and there, he's doing commercials and stuff.
Chicken commercials.
Yeah.
Chicken commercials. Fuck.
He's still doing his thing, but not to the extent of So then there is a comedian by the name of Akilah Hughes. Have you ever heard of her? That's on purpose. So she says in her new stand-up that she was working with Key. They had a show that was greenlit. Then they were about to do it a couple years later. Development takes a while. 2022 comes around. They're about to shoot the pilot. Key's wife comes in and says, hey, I got some ideas. We want to do X, Y, and Z. Oh, okay. All right. Well, whatever. Let's keep doing what we're doing. Wife doesn't like that.
And she's supposed to be the executive producer on the show, right?
Right. All of a sudden, she's on the show.
All of a sudden.
Weird.
Yeah.
Then, right before they're about to shoot the pilot, the wife goes around and sues the company. Show gets canceled.
This was right during COVID, like right when they were about to shut everything down anyway. That show was going to be, it still had a chance to get greenlit, but that whole thing, her suing it, he just canned it.
Here's what the wife looks like. Did anybody tell me why he's with her?
Bullbuck Buchanan.
Bullbuck Buchanan is
Who
vicious.
is that?
You're naming a wrestler.
Maybe the head game is crazy.
Either way, we are talking about millions of dollars. Now, Akilah, this is what else she says. She gets a call from Peele's wife. I heard you're doing a show with X, Y, and Z. I wish I could have warned you sooner. And the fact that you're working with them, that's not a good look because it's going to be disastrous. She thinks nothing of it. She's like, oh, maybe she's just being cautious and throw that to the wayside and keep it moving. Fast forward, all that shit happens. Now, here's the theory. What is Peele's, one of his acclaimed to fame, crazy movies? Get Out.
Oh, no.
Is Get Out about Key and his wife controlling him, his mind?
Oh.
She gives Handler vibes. She gives
Talking
Handler
about
vibes.
a white girl with a black guy, and even Peele's wife says to Akilah, says, you don't know how much money she cost that black man.
Whoa, that black man.
Yes.
Whoa.
And this is a white woman saying this.
Yeah, because I know they both got white girls.
They
Yeah,
got white
but
girls.
yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Aren't they
Say
mixed?
that.
They're mixed, aren't they?
I think they're both mixed.
Yeah.
Damn, somebody said headmaster.
Headmaster's crazy. I think she's a witch.
She looks like a witch.
She gives witch vibes.
She
Have you
does.
ever seen an interview with her? It's always in the eyes. You can always tell in the eyes. Like it's a soulless vibe that somebody has.
I was about to say something crazy.
Oh my God. So I generally like the Maverick approach, but like watching that clip again, I just feel like these niggas sound like bitches. Sorry. But anyway, okay, so yeah, this is not some kind of that he wrote Get Out over. Like, I'm not buying that theory at all. Peele, Key, I don't know which one is. Okay. Key might have yeah, I'm not gonna call his wife a witch either, but he does have Yoko Ono syndrome going on. It is not the first time this has happened to, and it's not just the black and white ain't got nothing to do with it either, but yeah, he just got a little Yoko Ono syndrome going on, and it's, fucking with his shit. But if he happy with her, then he's gonna be happy with his lot in life, as far as I could tell. Now the other one, I don't know if you're part of the club yet, buddy, but you are doing your thing. So there is that as well. Maybe the real theory is that one of them gave up the booty and one of them didn't. But again, I don't know anything. Here's the full episode on YouTube. TBF, Jordan's wife is also white. To be fair, Jordan's wife is also white, so this theory feels far-fetched. Yeah, I'm not buying the theory. Already mentioned that active listening required. True that, true that. LMAO, they used Erica Kirk's eyes. Yeah, that was funny. Use your key and get out, bro. Haha, yeah. Okay, so man, you guys really need to learn to tell the difference between white people and Jewish people. Ooh, she's not white, she's Jewish. I thought you realized that being Mexican and all, obviously joking, but same scenario. Okay, all right, Us was the best of his movies so far. The Underground Tunnels was an eye-opener for me. Okay, great. A little off topic, but all right. So yeah, okay. So
A dynamic duo
Jewish.
that came.
There is that to consider. Moving right along, I'm not going to comment on that one at this particular time because it's not necessarily relevant. But it is an interesting and very necessary point of Correction. So let's move on. Okay, so check it out. A plastic surgeon confirms Jim Carrey's new face is real and it was feminized during surgery. Check this out. Okay, so a plastic surgeon, Dr. David Dubrow, just went on the Stiff Stocks podcast, and what he said was shocking. Now, before I go on, there's a community note. The plastic surgeon is actually Terry Dubrow, not David Dubrow. He confirms it is the real Jim Carrey and not a double or deep fake, but does not claim to have operated on him or that his face was feminized, instead noting Carrey's retained natural upper eyelid skin. I don't know what exactly that all that is, but basically, not a double, not a deep fake, not AI. He says it was really Jim Carrey in all the videos, but he says surgeons are applying female facelift techniques to male faces. Totally makes sense, right? It says removing the upper eyelid skin on men can instantly make them look completely different and weird. Let's listen.
Is that some of them are with these new kind of facelifts that we're doing, some of them, their face is different. They're changing. And, you know, sometimes, like you look, I don't want to name any particular celebrity, but
Bradley Cooper.
Okay, that's male. Let's talk about
We can
male
talk about
plastic
men.
surgery. Let's talk about men, because men.
Zac Efron.
The same plastic
many
surgeons doing these A-list females and doing a great job are doing these A-list males, but they're doing it wrong. That's why they look so weird.
And
so
what's the difference?
Okay, so a woman, you can't really over-feminize a woman.
Oh, interesting. Oh, great point. Wow. Yeah, okay.
But like, look at you guys, both of you guys, young, great-looking guys, but you both naturally have a little lidding on your upper eyelids. You just do.
I've heard about this where you go in for a couple CCs and like, well, did you want to fix your chin too? And you're like, my chin? They're like, well, yeah, your left ear. That's how they get you.
But think about it. Look, he has a little excess upper eyelid skin. Don't raise your brows.
Okay. Just look normal.
See?
Oh, wow.
And fuck.
Holy shit.
No, that's called.
I'll give you 20 grand.
It's called being a male.
Okay.
We all have that. Okay. So if I take either one of you right now and take all that skin away, which you do on females, you're going to look completely different and weird instantly with a 20-minute operation. And so they're doing female plastic surgery on these men and changing their face forever.
Holy shit. And are they showing them like a before and after of like what they could look like? Or are they just like, do what you did for so-and-so?
I don't know what they're probably telling me. Oh, the recovery's nothing. You're going to look great. I hope it leaks out so everybody knows I did you. You know?
Right.
But now, you know, you look at these guys, you go, because I mean, look, okay, everybody's been asking me about two people recently. And I'm not saying they've had plastic surgery, right? But everyone's asking me about Jim Carrey.
Yes.
And Bradley Cooper. Look at the upper eyelid skin on Jim Carrey right there.
Well, I think the Jim Carrey one that was proven that it wasn't him.
No, that was BS. That is him.
It was him.
It's him. It's him.
Oh no.
Yeah. So if you look at the upper lids.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Look at that one. That's good. Where's the upper lid? You know, it's just you need upper lid skin. Or look at Bradley Cooper.
But why is his eyes different color?
Yeah, I don't know. But believe me, that is Jim Carrey. Trust me.
Okay.
Okay, look at that one on the left. The Bradley Cooper. That one.
You're right. He looks more feminine.
I mean, you don't want to feminize.
Wow. Obviously, I'm not like, of course you're right, but you're right. Like look at the eyelids.
I know.
He looks like a woman.
Yeah.
Oh no.
See, I have this theory. Certain guys who are feminine looking, who are pretty, can have plastic surgery and they look great. Yes. Rob Lowe, Stamos, Brad Pitt.
His facelift looked awesome.
These are feminine looking guys. So you're okay to do feminizing plastic surgery on them because they're pretty. But you take a guy like, you know, Bradley Cooper is sort of a, can you imagine you do that to Clooney? He'd look, look at he worked on it. And whoever did him, if he was done, left some skin of his upper eyelids. See, they didn't blow it.
I mean, dude,
if you took all that skin away from his upper eyelids, he would look unrecognizable.
Now that makes a whole hell of a lot of sense. You know, all the conspiracies aside and everything, that makes a whole hell of a lot of sense that these men are getting these surgeries and their faces are being slightly feminized. And that's why, especially for men, we're looking at them like, what the fuck is really going on? And I haven't seen that, especially with a woman. Um, I haven't seen, yeah, a woman go from plastic surgery. You've seen botched surgeries, lips and stuff like that, but you don't really see them just start looking like super weird like the guys do. Anyway, yeah, to me, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, right. So you're telling me that men are going and paying high amounts of money to plastic surgeon and they're doing procedures on them that are meant only for women? No, that's not what he said. Why are we hearing about why aren't we hearing about the lawsuits that follow these botched surgeries? I don't buy it because you're not going to listen. If you're a famous A-list celebrity, you are not going to sue somebody over your plastic surgery, no matter how bad it get, unless they unless they tore your face in half. Yeah, you're not letting it leak out that you went for plastic surgery, even though everybody knows it. Like, I don't know what's going on, taco flavor. Um, yeah, but that's not what he's saying. He's saying that these surgeons they haven't perfected men yet as the way that they have women. Alex Stone, Jim Carrey. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, I thought it was a different one. And there you have it, confirmed, not Jim Carrey. That's what the dude was talking about. Let's check it out.
Confirmed to not be the real Jim Carrey. It's just come out that this was an impersonator. The person who's taken credit for the performance is Alexis Stone, who's a known artist who has done this before. Alexis stating that they had done it on Instagram not long ago and showing a bit of the process. They're better known for the work from Kim Kardashian, turning her into a lizard. Here's some of the other work from the past, and obviously impersonating known people is something that this person has done before. But I mean, to be able to pull off Jim Carrey, well done. A lot of people were fooled. Obviously the internet went wild and sort of looked at whoever this person was and said, hell no, that's not him. And good on those people, and good on you for being called a conspiracy theorist and then turn out to be correct. Confirmed to not be the
Yeah, so I don't know who you buy or who you don't buy, but I do believe that plastic surgeon, what the hell's going on? I do believe that there is some truth in what he's saying about the plastic surgeons. They just haven't been great at men yet. They've been super good at women, and you can't do the same thing with men. I think there's something to it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Okay, so Aaron Rose Phillip. Okay, so I don't even know how this is a real thing. Aaron Rose Phillip was just at the Met Gala talking about being a model. She's a trans, so it's not really this dude that. Okay, it's a trans quadriplegic. I don't know. She's talking about being the first one. I don't even know. Okay, so anyway, let's see. Look, should I try to find it for you real quick? Let me just try to find it for you real quick. All right. What did I do? I went back to X. Okay, maybe it's here. I should have just looked it up on the internets, but let's see. Yeah. Okay. I haven't seen this GIF. I mean, this this is hilarious. It then switches. Aaron Rose Phillip, who's hailed as the first Black transgender woman with quadriplegic cerebral palsy to be signed to a major modeling agency. That is the funniest. I can't even, like, what are you talking about? And she said first, like, she's planning, like, there's gonna be more. That is crazy. At any rate, this dude gets up and blames whiteness for a lack of trans Black disabled models on the runway. You've got to be kidding me.
When I first started working, I was an anomaly to the industry. Arguably, in many ways today, really, I still am.
You don't have to argue that. What do you mean, arguably? You are literally the only one. That is hilarious.
I think it's time to say the quiet part out loud. The fashion industry is unlikely to book or pay Black trans feminine and or physically disabled models to do runway, editorial, and or campaign because of an absence of whiteness.
I can't. Maybe it's because that is not what we aspire to. Maybe it's because Trans quadriplegic motherfuckers is a small subset of the population. That is hilarious. If I'm not mistaken, she got ate up. I don't know why I'm calling her she, but anyway, they got ate up in the comments. Shit, where the white women at? I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Emails Chong says, I didn't think they could be more annoying. I don't know what you mean by they, Mr. Chong. Moving right along. Norm Cruz. That's actually kind of funny. Anyone else feel like they're trapped in an episode of South Park? No. Racist won't let me be a hand model. That's what she sound like, though. I mean, like her getting ate up is. Why do I keep calling her her? She don't even got a female name, Aaron. But I've been so indoctrinated my damn self. At any rate, old dude, Stephen Hawking. You're not even making a valuable contribution to society. You're not even getting yourself dressed to go do these runways, motherfucker. Like, I don't even understand. Like, oof, okay, that is hilarious. Yeah, because nobody has ever said, I wish there was more black trans physically disabled models. Thank you. Know your place in society. It's literally the meme. What the fuck? I'm not sure what the meme is, but yep, that's it. Whiteness. Nailed it. Stephen Hawking with the wood. What's she saying? They did a South Park on her
inside
too.
I am the woke final boss. I was created in a lab inside the CNN headquarters. I'm a gay, retarded, trans black model. Whoops, I still have a manly butthole. Sorry. It stinks.
Completely unnecessary, but hilarious to me at the moment. I still can't believe this is in parody. Thank you. This is what's crazy about it to me. You can't fix stupid, but you can watch it in action on social media all day. That part. Oh, man. Anyway, moving right along. Okay, so how do I explain this? He goes on a rant about Erica Kirk, and he sounds exactly like the voice in my head sounds. So I have to play him for you because like I'm not really doing the whole Erica Kirk thing or whatever, but he sounds just like the voice in my head. Check it out.
Here's the thing about Erica Kirk, and I'm tired of talking about her as much as you're tired of hearing about her, but here's the thing. She goes on her dead husband's show in all black, like she's like about to go rob a bank or like a convenience store or something, and she's doing this mean mug, you know, the Erica Kirk stop stare, and she's like, you know, comedians are dressing up as me and whiteface, and the press is saying stuff about me. Oh my gosh, Candace Owens is saying I killed my husband. Here's the thing, Erica. This really isn't complicated. You could have just went home on September 10th. You could have just went home. You could have just done the normal thing and disappeared from the public. I will always go back to Sharon Osbourne. When did we see Sharon Osbourne after Ozzy died? Like 6 months later, and it was barely. And she was still actively, obviously, visibly grieving her husband. Like a normal person. I don't want to hear this nonsense about your righteousness and your relationship with God and the faith and all that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Nope.
I come from a family of faith. I come from a background in faith. I am from the heart of the South. I have seen faith. I know what that looks like, and I've seen people lose people, and I've seen heartbreak. I've seen grief. I've seen depression when people lose people.
We all have. We all know what it looks like, and it does not look like Erica Kirk. This is what I'm saying. He sounds just like the voice. He sounds just like what I think when I'm like, look, you could have just went home. That should have been the strategy. Just take 6-8 weeks off. That should have been like, how come nobody thought of that? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
And you're going to sit here and try to convince me that your religious superiority, your religious righteousness of it all, somehow it means that you can just swiftly take over a company and within 10 days of your husband being shot in the neck can host a Zoom call like it's a quarterly annual meeting talking about sales and merch. It's gross. And then you want to get mad at people like Drewski who point out, who just honestly, it was great material to work with. You did that, girl. You didn't have to go on a WWE World Tour, fireworks, glitter pantsuit. Yeah.
I love this guy. He's hilarious.
Yeah, look at my dead husband. You didn't have to do that, but you did.
Yes, you did.
You could have just went home. You know, at the correspondence dinner when you were like, I just want to go home. You could just go home and stay there, girl. No one asked you to be on the board of anything. No one asked you to be the CEO Turning Point. I don't care.
Side note, apparently the fact that there's this audio saying that Charlie made her put her in his place is in question. And what was the other thing he just said? He just said something else. But that's in question too. You could have just went home.
Anything. No one asked you to be the CEO Turning Point. I don't care about that clip. You could have just went home.
Thank you.
You know, at the correspondence dinner when you were like, I just want to go home.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Apparently she didn't go home after that. So she go out crying, talking about I just want to go home. Apparently she didn't go home. She went someplace else.
You could just go home and stay there, girl. No one asked you to be on the board of anything. No one asked you to be the CEO Turning Point. I don't care about that clip that you guys wanted to play where Charlie Kirk allegedly was like, I appoint my wife, Erica. Yeah, I ain't buying that. I ain't buying that. Are pigs flying yet? Like, that? What are we doing? This is so ridiculous.
Well, one of Charlie's main thing is that, my wife needs to be home with the kids. So the idea that he's going to die and hand it over to her to leave the kids is just antithetical to what Charlie Kirk seemed to believe in. So,
Utterly insane. It even sounds like it was spliced in. It doesn't even sound right. Okay? So unless you got the video, unless you got the proof,
with your head,
I don't buy it. I ain't gonna buy anything you're selling. Okay? It's incredible to me that Charlie built Turning Point USA. Built Turning Point from the ground up. And within an organization that honestly could have sustained itself without its founder. It was built for that. But what happened? You took over, girl. And what did you do? You took something that Charlie dedicated his life to and you literally nosedived it into the ground quicker than I think anyone actually could. I don't if someone actually tried to ruin an organization that had the momentum that Turning Point had, I don't think they could do it as well as you have. And all you had to do was open your mouth and show your face and go on a book tour and go on stage, host events.
All right. Well, he's right, but I'm getting a little tired of listening to him right now. I'm just not all super catty and everything, but he's right. You could have just went home. That's all I'm saying. You could have just went home, shut the shades. You know what I'm saying? Had the babysitters, not the babysitters, but the tutors come to the house. You know what I'm saying? You could have been just chilling while you got over it, but you never seem to do that. And that's why a lot of people are calling you into question. And this dude is exactly right.
And act like the most disingenuous human being that I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's exactly right. Gold digger is what she is. You can't change that. Her love for money supersedes her husband's death. Perfect example. Just let me. Yeah, here's the thing. I'm not going. See, here's the thing. I don't know her. That if she loves money, I don't know her. So I don't do the personal thing, but I just know what, you could have went home. I know that. I could say that. Charlie Kirk was all about the trad wife. Right. Why would he want his wife to be CEO and not raise the children? Get the fuck out of here. Just like they all say he wanted the Iran war, he'd be would. Just like they all say that he wanted the Iran war, he'd be for. I don't think he meant to say it like that, but yeah, but we get the point. He was not for the war. Anyway, I think that's the only thing I've ever actually said about Erica Kirk, and that might be it for me. You got 5 minutes of my time, and that's moving right along. Okay, now this I do not understand, not even for a second. Rihanna gets a new tattoo designed by her kids. Why? Why would you do that?
Make sure my ass look good in bang bang shots.
Your ass is not in the shot. No ass.
Cause she got the good ones. That got ass.
This is not an underwear commercial.
I tattoos in all fairness. I don't quite know what I would put on my body permanently for the rest of my life. But least of all, a doodle that my kid did. Yeah, that would just never happen. I don't understand why. Maybe y'all can help me with that. I don't know. What y'all say? Beautiful now. I don't have a tattoo, but if I did, I feel I'd get one of my only child drawings. She drew a self-portrait. Okay, maybe it's a girl thing. I love it. The art of a true artist, her babies. Okay. Could have added the color. That's so dope. Y'all think it's dope? Um, okay, so maybe it's just me. Shut up, man. If that was your kid, you'd want the alert out to as many people. Okay, I guess we went off topic there. Charleston White says, okay, so we going off topic. But anyway, people seem to think it's dope. I seem to think it's stupid. Moving right along. People were surprised to see, okay, we're going back a little bit. You know, remember when Kanye did his pop out concert a couple of weeks ago and Lauryn Hill popped out with him? This was interesting, but I never got a chance to play it for you. So the alignment between Ye and Lauryn Hill explained.
A lot of people were so shocked when Lauryn Hill popped up on the stage last night to perform with Ye. But let me remind you guys, Lauryn Hill has been speaking out against the music industry just like Ye for a long time. Ye's even posted about it. Back in 2022, Ye says, "Love is the answer. God is love. Does anyone wonder what Ms. Hill's recording contract looked like and why she stopped recording professionally? We no longer will be used to oppression. You sell your name and likeness. Let's free ourselves and bring back this frequency, #love speech." But even more so, do you guys remember back in 2022, Lauryn Hill's daughter received so much hate for wearing the White Lives Matter shirt? Here she is wearing the White Lives Matter shirt.
That's the part I wanted to remind you guys about because I totally forgot about Lauryn Hill's daughter popping out because Candace Owens wore the same thing. So yeah, Lauryn Hill's daughter was, she's been down with the cause for a minute, right?
With Ye, and after they did this fashion show, she got a lot of backlash. I absolutely expect this from Kanye, but Selah Marley has disgraced the name and memory of her grandfather, Bob Marley, and everything her mother stands for. He was the world's black freedom fighter. If you don't know, her mother is the legendary Lauryn Hill. She started receiving really nasty DMs. Lauryn should have aborted you. And she responded, I thought Black Lives Matter.
You people have too much emotion and too much invested into people that you do not know. Why would you say something like that? You were such a what? Coon? Lauryn should have aborted you? Really? Because white lives don't matter? Okay. All right. All right. That's crazy.
So she decided to respond. She says, the past 24 hours has allowed me to realize that most of y'all are stuck in a hive mind mentality. You do what the group tells you to do and think, and what the group tells you to think. Witnessing someone break free from the agenda sends you all into such a panic that you will do whatever it takes to force them back into the box that you feel they should exist in all. Morale and empathy is eliminated due to the fact you feel justified by your emotions. The victim becomes the victimizer. You cannot bully me, bully season, manipulate me, or coax me into silence, nor will you bully me into being who you want me to be. I don't care how many tweets you make, DMs you send, or articles you write. Throughout all of the chaos, I have yet to speak on my experience. If you know me, you know that nothing I do is without deep thought and intention. Wait till you hear what I have to say. And then she went on. She goes, uh-oh, how white people mad I said their lives matter. That don't make no sense. LMAO, let me chill though. She also said she had a realization. She realized that a lot of people live for moments like these because they're literally controlled by their triggers and honestly possessed by demons. So they're literally waiting for any moment to release their demonic, angry ass, repressed self-hate and energy onto someone. Ha ha ha, y'all need holy water and an exorcism. And until then, please stare at the light. You all need it. Right. She went on for a bit and then she's like, all right, I'm done now. Toodles, into like a tongue out emoji. Meanwhile, while this was happening, Ye was also getting backlash, and he said, here's my latest response. When people ask me why I made a tee that says white lives matter, they do. And then you can see Candace Owens did some laughy faces because she was also wearing the tee in the fashion show. So this was like the very moment that kind of like set Ye's whole life on fire. This was the
Okay, so this thing is going to.
So if you think about it, it's kind of like the perfect.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but she's excuse me. But yeah, but that does give a little more insight into the connection between Ye and Lauryn Hill and why she may have popped out at his concert, right? So, it is what it is, right? Yeah, I think we had a little fun today. Um, you know, I don't know if Kanye or if Ye is still on I don't know what path he's on at this point. You know, I don't know if I saw him go and apologize and, kiss the boot and everything. So I can't tell what path he's on right now, but it's not for me anyway, because all I got to do is worry about my path. And my path will lead you to daddyflirt.com. All right. So log on. Exclusive content is going up there too. Excuse me. And I'm gonna get out of here because my throat is dry from talking too much. And I will get you on the next one. Late.